Welcome to another episode of PT Profit Leverage and Lifestyle Show. I'm your host, Matt Dart. If you haven't followed me already, make sure you follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well for more tips and tricks in the fitness industry. We're actually going to talk about online trainers today. So I've been talking to a lot more trainers that want to start online or get more clients online. So I'm going to run you through how to get your first 5 to 10 paying clients online and exactly what you need to do. So I literally have this exact training in a nice little package for you guys on my free school community. It's completely free. So I'll leave the link in the comments if you want to join so you can watch it back because I go into a lot more detail in there as well. So there's probably about 2 hours worth of training in there. I'm going to shorten that down to probably about 15 odd minutes today, depending on how we go. I might ramble a little bit, but let's get stuck in to the training. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to run you through what this looks like. So I'm not going to share my exact workbooks because you'll need to have access to that in the school community. So I'm just going to talk you through what you need to do. And then I might share the examples if you're watching the video. Otherwise, if you're not in the school community, make sure you either message me for the link or in the description, I'll put the link in this one for you. So when you're starting an online business, it's super important to understand who you actually want to help, because with online trainers, right, there's obviously there's every person and his dog is an online PT these days. And people are so fixated on the lifestyle that people have as an online trainer, but in reality most online PTs struggle, or they have a day job that pays their bills and they just call themselves an online trainer for the hell of it, but they're not really running a proper business. So I'm going to go through how to actually get your first 5 to 10 paying clients in the first 30 days of running an online business. So if you're watching the video, you should be able to see my screen now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, a 4-step process that you need to do for getting these first 5 to 10 clients. So as I said, the first thing you actually want to find out who you specifically want to help, or who you specifically want to train or get clients results. So usually this is usually someone that you've been previously, usually in the last 12 to 18 months, and you've been able to achieve a certain result, and you want to help that type of person do exactly what you've done. That's what usually happens. But essentially you want to find your client avatar. So there's a very specific process that I go through with this. Like if you're watching it, there's a 52-minute training video on this. That's pretty detailed. But I go through like a workbook. The workbook's about 15 pages long, going into specific details on who exactly you want to target, what their age is, what their average income is, where they live. Because obviously online, you can obviously help people anywhere in the world. What they do for work, what their interests are. You want to know your ideal client inside and out, so you can set up your social media profile to attract that type of person. Like if you notice on my Instagram and on my Facebook, it's purely targeted to personal trainers. I don't post anything else. I post some personal stuff, but it's client testimonials. It's providing value on helping personal trainers. So if someone comes across my profile that isn't a personal trainer, they're not going to follow me. But if you're a personal trainer and you haven't come across my profile before, you look at my content and you're like, oh, geez, he actually helps personal trainers, or he is a personal trainer. So I'm going to follow him, or I'm going to follow him back, for example. That's how you can increase your following with the right type of person. So anyway, client avatar. You want to go into the pain points and challenges of your client avatar. So let me just go through an example here of my example. So this document, I think mine is 23 pages, my one is. So literally, this is what I did when I first Let's change this to viewing. This is what I did with a mentor of mine, Dimitri, when I first started my business coaching. So I got super specific with who I specifically wanted to help. And then as you can see here, I went to the sites that people are looking for. So when your ideal client is in research mode, where do they go to get their information? So what you do, you got a little site called Answer the Public. You got to answer the public. And I'll quickly do this for you. So you got Answer the Public. And I'm just going to type in weight loss in the United States because that's going to give us some more insight because obviously more people in the United States. And it's going to tell us what people are searching for or what people are Googling. This is on Google. So you can also look at YouTube, TikTok, Amazon, all that type of stuff. So you can see here, are weight loss pills safe? This is what people are Googling. Are weight loss injections safe? So people are obviously looking for the shortcuts here. Can weight loss reverse heart failure? Can weight loss cause hair loss? Can weight loss reverse heart disease? This is interesting. Can weight loss lower blood pressure? So this gives you really good content ideas as well, because this is what people are searching for. If you can solve people's problems for free with some content on your social media, then more than likely they'll want to work with you. But yeah, anyway, go to Answer the Public. That'll give you some ideas on that. But as I said, you want to go through, get super clear on your client avatar. So what does your client avatar do during the day? Where do they hang out? Where do they hang out in person? Where do they hang out online? Are they in Facebook groups? Are they on TikTok? Are they on Instagram? Where do they hang out? Now, I'm not going to go through all this because I go through a specific training in my school community for this, but like if I just go through here, so what are the top 20 frustrations, pains, or challenges that they experience? What are the 10 to 20 fears that they experience? What exactly can you help them with? What do you do well? What are their barriers or uncertainties? How can you provide certainty to them? Go into more detail. What are their current emotions? What's their desired emotional state? Are they currently feeling guilty or anger, or they're feeling shame, unfulfilled? And then what do they want to feel? Do they feel or do they feel judgmental? Do they feel desperate or rude, self-conscious? Anyway, I'm not going to go through all this training, but if you're watching the video, this gives you a bit of an idea of what we go through in the client avatar process. So you go through, what have they tried previously? Why hasn't it worked for them? This is like objections that you could face. All right, that's the first part. So client avatar. Once you've done the client avatar, and I give this away for free, by the way, guys. This is all free in my community. So go through the specific workbook. Then what you do is you do market research and competitor analysis. So again, I'm going to go through a specific example on here. So the reason why you want to do this is because success leaves clues. There are people out there that are absolutely crushing it in the online space. So there's no point trying to reinvent the wheel where someone else is already crushing it or multiple people are crushing it. And you can get ideas on what they're doing, what's working well, what's not working well. So you can see in here, this document is super detailed. I literally went through like 10 to 12 other business coaches and just studied them. What do they charge? A lot of these people are charging like, 10 to 30K. And, my pricing is obviously, or some of them are high, but most people are on a lot cheaper than that with me. And I wanted to be like that. I didn't want to be like a super high ticket coach. So what are their call to actions? What's their guarantee like? What are their providers the guarantee? What's their scarcity like? What funnels do they have? Do they run ads? Do they have a website? What type of nurturing process do they have? What do they actually include in their product? Do they have payment plans? Is it all upfront? What testimonials do they have? Do they concentrate on weight loss? Do they focus on muscle building? Do they focus on bodybuilding? Do they do powerlifting comps? Do they go to the powerlifting comps with their clients? What's their big, bold claim? Do they help people lose 30 kilos in 6 months? Do they have a guarantee of losing 5 kilos in 30 days? This is the type of stuff that you've got to think about. And like when we go to make your offer, we kind of use this information to our advantage and just pick what you like, what you don't like, and you obviously make it your own. And I literally get my clients to jump on sales calls with their competitors, see how they sell. Do they try and get all the payment up front over the phone? Do they book in follow-up calls? Do they add you to their email list? Do they send emails? Like, what do they include? Do they give bonuses? Do they do one-on-one calls as a bonus, for example? You know what I mean? So do some time to research your competitors, the top ones. don't just pick some random people to look at. So find other online trainers that are already serving your client avatar. So that in itself is a bit of research as well. Booking calls with them. Find out what's working, what's not working. Opt into their funnels. See how they communicate with their clients. Because these are the top people in the industry. So once you've done the market research and competitor analysis, now is the time to make your individual offer. Now, with the offer, as I said, you should be basing your offer on obviously what you're good at and what you would be fulfilled doing, because you don't want to just do things that you don't want to do. So brainstorm everything on paper first, and then you can be a bit more specific after that. But what I ideally want you to do is come up with 3 different offers. You'll have a core offer, which is the middle one. You'll have a high ticket offer, which is a bit more one-on-one access, and then you'll have a low ticket offer. So you want to ideally sell the high ticket and then the core offer, and have the third option as a verbal drop sell. So you're not really going to promote that one very much. That's just if people can't do the other 2. Because you want people on your core offer or your high ticket offer. Because that's how you're going to get better results. Yeah, so let me give you an example. So this is just an example to give you guys a bit of an idea. So you have 3 different options, and you'll have the price points, and you'll just do like a value stack of what you actually would like to include. So for example, all of my clients get like school access. Like I've got a free community on school, but then I've got my paid subscription on school as well. All options get option to win prizes based on the engagement in school, access to the courses, quarterly planning. For those who work with me, they know that every single quarter we all get together to do planning day. Two-day event twice a year, 1 day in person, and the rest of them online. Weekly hot seat coaching calls, monthly masterclass in school. One of them might give people one-on-one access on Voxer, for example. So we use Voxer. They might have access to unlock different types of content. So for example, you might have, if you're an online PT helping people with fat loss, perhaps you do like a monthly seminar or a nutrition seminar, for example, or you do like a live hot seat coaching call every single week for people to jump on and ask any questions. For example, your higher options might have a monthly one-on-one coaching call, and your high ticket option might have a bi-weekly one, so like a fortnightly support and accountability coaching call. It's up to you what you want to include, but what I'm saying is just make sure you have 3 options, the middle one being the core offer. You've got a high ticket option, which is more one-on-one access, and then you've got like a standard option. So it's up to you how much you want to charge, obviously. And you use the competitor analysis and market research to determine how much you charge. If you want some feedback on your offer, join my group, my school community, the free one, and you can post your offer in there, and I can give you some feedback. I'm in there every single day, so anything you want me to look at, just let me know. And then essentially, once you've done your offer, and you'll probably change your offer over the first 12 months. Like when I first started doing business coaching, my offer is completely different now, because I found some people get better results than others. And I think I've got a really good mixture now of what I include and what I charge, for depending on what people need help with. But this is just like your first draft, essentially, because as I said, you just want to get your first 5 to 10 clients. Then you can get feedback on what you include and then adjust and make it better for your next kind of round of people. So once you've done your offer document, then you do your beta marketing launch. So what you ideally do here is you're essentially going to reach out to your ideal client. So more than likely you've got some ideal clients in your network already. Or if you don't, I'll show you how to find them as well. Essentially, you're essentially going to interview your ideal client and you're going to get feedback on what they want included. So you kind of do this hand in hand with making your offer. You get some feedback on what people actually want. So do they want program included? Do they want nutrition guidance? Do they want meal plans? Do they want weekly accountability? Do they want check-in forms? Do they want educational portals? How much access do they want to you? Ask these type of questions. So the questions that I've got, what are your deepest desires when it comes to your health and fitness? As this example, what is your biggest challenge or hurdle right now with achieving that goal? How long have you been struggling with this challenge? How does it feel to be in the position you're currently in, knowing that you want X outcome? What is this costing you mentally, physically, time-wise, or income-wise? If you could wave a magic wand and in 12 months you have typo there, achieved this outcome, what does that look like and do for you? What would that solution be worth to you, and what would you pay for it? Okay, so they're the type of questions you want to ask. And you're not trying to sell them here, you're just trying to get feedback to see what they would actually like included. And then what do? You go back to your offer, you make the changes to solve all those things that they just talked about. And then 24 hours later or a week later, you say, hey, John, I've just put together like a draft program. I just wanted to get your feedback on what you think on it. Can I give you a call? Yes, awesome. So this is where you get like 10 to 15 ideal clients and you give them all a call. And you're basically saying, hey, look, I'm going to include this, which is what you talked about. And I'm going to give you a discounted price because this is a beta launch. And I just want to get your feedback at the end. So it's only going to be this much instead of this much, which is ideally cheaper than what you said you would pay for it, or the same as what they said. So then there's literally 0 objections because you're literally giving them exactly what they told you they wanted, and for the same, or if not cheaper than what they said they would pay for it. That's how you get your first 5 to 10 clients. You interview your ideal clients and ask them what they want, and then you literally just give it to them. It's so simple. But that's how you're going to get your first couple of clients online, because then what do you want to do after that is you want to get feedback. So however long you train them for, whether it's like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you want to make sure there's a set agreement that you get a testimonial at the end, written, or ideally video if you can, or at least a written one. Weekly feedback on the experience that they're having, and a referral at the end. At least one referral. And that's what you do. So if you want access to the full training, as I said, there's probably about 2 to 3 hours worth of training on there, plus all the templates and the examples. I got 52, then 28, and 19. So it's almost 2 hours there. So yeah, it'll be about 2 hours worth of training. So if you want access, click the link in the description to get access to it. But that is essentially how you're going to get your first 10 clients online. So we're specifically talking about online here. So it's completely different to face-to-face. So hope that helps, team. I will, if you can, try and watch the video for this one so you can actually see the workbooks and what I'm doing here. But otherwise, just click the link to join the group and you can watch the full training with the exact workbooks and the exact examples to get you your first 10 clients online. Or if you already are an online trainer, this will probably help you get an additional 10 clients, because more than likely, you don't have that process that you've done yet. You haven't got your client avatar set up. You haven't done your market research. You haven't done your offer properly, and you haven't interviewed your ideal client. So get that stuff set up. Let me know how you go, and I'll see you in the next podcast episode.